It's a beautiful morning here, and I wanted to offer you some guidance into grief, into emotions. Grief doesn't come easy to anyone. We grow up believing that grief is something to fear, that it's something to avoid, that it is reserved for a specific experience or specific group of people, and that's just not true. And I know many of us also have a lot of fear with the experience of grief itself. It doesn't feel good. And maybe it feels like it's too much or that we don't have capacity for it. And there's many of us who are bypassing our grief for whatever reason. And I'm here to remind you that if you're bypassing your grief, you're bypassing your healing. The grieving is a part of the healing, a vital part, a necessary part. So if you are recognizing now that you have grief within you, and I'll go in to say that grief, there's so many ways that you can experience grief, right? Because grief essentially is loss at the core. So grief can be because of the loss of a loved one. It can be the loss of a relationship, the ending of a relationship, the loss of health, the loss of ability, the loss of hopes and dreams, the loss of safety, the loss of innocence, the loss of the childhood you should have had, you wanted to have, the needs that weren't met, that you were so worthy of and yet didn't receive. And so if any of these resonate with you, any of these speak to you, then you have grief. And that grieving needs to happen. I can't tell you how many times in the work that I've been doing in this community, I have seen that the grief specifically has been what has been keeping people stuck. It has been this, huge thing that people have avoided and pushed down and ignored and bypassed. And I find that people can get stuck in this work, the mind-body work, and they're just kind of, doing all of the redirecting. They're doing the, brain retraining. They're doing the nervous system work, the somatic work, but they're not feeling the experience of grief. They're not grieving their past. And if you can't grieve what happened, what was, then how can you be open to what is and what can be? The grieving is a catalyst for change. It's a catalyst for healing. It is so important. That's why every month I offer a live grief somatic class where I guide all of my Haven members through a grief journey. This journey involves somatic work, but it also involves connecting to emotional states, building safety with those states. I'm here to teach you how to hold space for your grief, how to sit with it. When you make room for your grief, for your pain, for your struggle, you make room for the healing. You make room for joy, you make room for love. So, if you would like to try one of our classes, I run them every month and I've now opened them up to this beautiful community. The next one is this Tuesday, July 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to sign up for the link, send me a DM or see the information below. It would be an honor to have you join us as I guide you gracefully through the grieving.